The first thing you need to understand is I didn't wake up like this. I wasn't born untouchable, unbreakable, a force that makes others tremble in silence. No, I was broken, shattered into pieces by the people who swore they loved me, by the world that told me to be small, to stay quiet, to swallow every scar like it was nothing. I tried. I really tried to be human, to forgive, to smile, to blend in with everyone else. But every step I took, every kindness I offered was met with fire, with betrayal, with knives hidden behind teeth that smiled too wide. And somewhere along the way I realized they weren't testing me to see if I'd survive. They were testing me to see if I'd break. And I almost did. But not this time. Not anymore. I buried the man they tried to kill. The one who begged for acceptance, for mercy, for peace. I buried him so deep nobody could find him. And from the ashes I rose, not like a man, not like a boy, but something else, something sharp, something cold, something that doesn't ask permission anymore. I became the monster they feared, and when they realized it, it was too late. Too late to control me, too late to silence me. At first, I tried to hide it, tried to dress my rage in polite words, to put a leash on the fire that roared inside me, tried to explain away my darkness so nobody would run from me. But the world didn't care. The world never cared. The world came to me with blades, with betrayal, with lies disguised as love. So I burned the leash. I ripped the mask off. I opened the cage and let everything out. The growls, the anger, the hunger, the fire that had been building inside me for years. And I said, "Come on, come out all of you. I'm ready." They laughed at first, said I was too much, too angry, too cold, too broken. But they didn't see what I saw. They didn't feel the nights I swallowed grief like poison, forcing it down so I could walk outside and act normal. They didn't hear the screams that lived under my skin, a constant reminder that survival doesn't come cheap. But I heard them. I listened. Every second, every breath, every drop of blood that ran through my veins, every wound that refused to heal, I heard it all. And I learned how to make it work for me. Because the world called it monstrous when I stopped pretending, when I stopped shrinking to make them comfortable, when I stopped apologizing for the fire in my veins. They called it wrong when I said no, when I fought back, when I refused to bow. But that fire is the only reason I'm alive. It's the only reason I can walk through this world without begging for a place to stand. And I've learned the fire isn't something to hide. It's something to wield, something to show, something to let them fear. They wanted me weak. They pushed. They tested. They smiled when I stumbled, thinking they had won. But every push, every test, every expectation to break me only sharpened me, made me faster, made me smarter, made me sharper than anything they could throw. Pain became armor, betrayal became a weapon, sorrow became a shield, and every single one of them, every single person who tried to see me fall, every single one of them learned, too late, that I don't break anymore. I don't bend, I don't bow. And here's the truth they never expected. The monster in me isn't mindless. It isn't chaos. It's precision. Every move, every decision, every step I take is calculated, strategic. I don't strike out of anger. I strike out of clarity. I don't hunt just for revenge. I hunt because it's time they see the consequences of underestimating someone like me. I welcome the monsters inside me because they never left. They never lied. They never hid. They were there when I was weak, shaking, screaming, broken, and they carried me through when nobody else would. And now they move at my command. They wait. They strike. They remember. They call me monstrous now, like it's an insult. But I wear it like a crown, because monster doesn't mean evil. Monster means survivor. Monster means I took every wound they threw at me and turned it into a war cry. It means I don't flinch. It means I don't beg. It means I am untouchable. Monster means I've mastered pain and made it mine, and that terrifies them. For years, I played the game their way. I smiled when I was hurt. I was polite when they trampled over me. I was the ghost in the room, the shadow in their plans, the stepping stone they didn't see coming. But no more. That version of me is gone, dead. And in its place is something sharper, something faster, something that doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and doesn't stop. The world wanted me broken. They wanted me crawling. But I don't crawl. I rise. Every time they tried to knock me down, every time they tried to bury me under lies, under fire, under betrayal, I rose, stronger, wiser, sharper, unstoppable. And now, when they look at me, they see fear in their own eyes. They realize they are no longer in control. Their hands, once heavy with power over me, are empty. I didn't take revenge, because revenge is for those who still care. I didn't fight them to prove a point. I fought because survival demanded it. I became untouchable because I refused to remain weak. Every battle, every trial, every betrayal, I stored it, learned from it, weaponized it, until I became the embodiment of what they never wanted me to be. They wanted chaos. I gave them mastery. They wanted destruction. I gave them precision. They wanted fear. I gave them respect. The kind that comes from knowing that underestimating me is the biggest mistake of their life. Every lie they told me, every smile with a knife behind it, every attempt to shatter me, it's all fuel. And now, I walk through this world not asking for mercy, not begging for forgiveness, not hiding my strength. I walk and they move when I breathe. I am the fire they couldn't put out. I am the darkness they couldn't control. I am the storm they should have feared from the start. I am not human in their eyes anymore. I am something sharper, stronger, smarter. I became the monster they feared. And the best part? I don't stop. I don't hesitate. I don't falter. Every lesson, every scar, every betrayal is carved into my bones. Every attempt to destroy me only made me perfect at surviving, perfect at rising, perfect at winning. They wanted me small. I became infinite. They wanted me silent. I roar louder than anyone can hear. They wanted me weak. I became untouchable. I wanted revenge? No. I wanted proof. Proof that they never controlled me. Proof that I am stronger than their lies. Proof that pain isn't weakness. It's the fuel to burn brighter than anyone else ever could. They wanted a broken man. They got a monster. They wanted someone to beg. They got someone who commands. They wanted someone to fear. And now they fear me. Not for what I do, but for what I became. Not for what I say, but for the unstoppable force that moves quietly in the shadows, waiting, calculating, ready. And as long as they try to control, as long as they try to push, as long as they try to make me small, I rise higher. I sharpen, I perfect, I evolve every single time. I became everything they said I could never be. I became the monster they feared. I became unstoppable. I became unbroken. I became legend in my own right.